On to the nucleic acids. As far as structure, nucleic acids are made up of nucleotides. These are the monomers of nucleic acids. Nucleotides are composed of a 5-carbon sugar, a ribose, and you have a nitrogenous base. See the nitrogens. We generally abbreviate that as just a base. And you can change these bases to make the different nucleotides. There's 5 different bases. We'll talk about those later. And then you have a phosphate group. Together, the phosphate group, the sugar, and the base make the nucleotide. Now let's talk about the functions of the nucleic acids and nucleotides within the cell. These 3 groups, ATP, NAD+, and its other form, NADH, FAD, FADH2, are involved in energy transfer within the cell. You've probably heard of ATP, and when you lose, well, let's look at ATP. Here is ATP. We have our ribose, we have our adenine, and together, this is adenosine. Now, when you put 3 phosphates on, it's adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. You can clip off this phosphate group and move it to a molecule, and energy goes with it. And this goes from being ATP to ADP, adenosine diphosphate. So energy moves with the phosphate. We can take that phosphate, put it back on to take ADP back up to ATP, and it's like putting money in the bank. Now with NADH plus and NAD plus and NADH, FAD, FADH2, these molecules function in transferring energy around the cell by moving hydrogens around. Now these hydrogens, just like with the phosphate group, when we move it from ATP to another molecule, if you move a hydrogen from one molecule to another, energy goes with it. Now DNA and RNA function in information transfer within the cell. They transfer information on how to make proteins from the genome to the rest of the cell. And we'll be talking about that in more detail. Let's look at the structure of DNA. Now you take your nucleotides and you hook them together by, you guessed it, dehydration reactions between this hydroxyl group and this phosphate group, and you make a string of nucleotides that we call a nucleic acid. And in this figure it's represented by this purple ribbon. We call this the sugar phosphate backbone. Now in DNA, you get 2 of these strings together, and the bases hydrogen bond to hold this together in the famous double helix of DNA.